The helicopter's blades thundered above, slicing through the night air and whipping dust into my eyes. Just yards away, a row of men in crisp black uniforms stood like a human wall, badges gleaming under the floodlights. But something was wrong, their patches didn't match, and their guns looked too clean. My heart pounded as their leader raised a gloved hand, forcing the rescue chopper to veer off. A child's life hung in the balance, and the HOA's fake cops had just crossed the line. It started with a desperate call from my neighbor, Emily. Her 8-year-old son had collapsed during a severe asthma attack. The nearest hospital was 40 miles away, so the 911 dispatcher sent a rescue helicopter. We cleared a space in my pasture for the landing, headlights from our trucks marking the spot. But before the chopper could touch down, the HOA rolled in like they owned the sky. Their president, Victor Hayes, claimed we were violating noise ordinances. I didn't know it yet, but these weren't just power-hungry neighbors. They were about to risk a child's life to prove a point. The first sign something was off came when 2 black SUVs screeched to a stop at the edge of the field. Men piled out wearing tactical gear, radios crackling, and pistols holstered at their hips. At first glance, they looked like law enforcement, until I noticed the cheap plastic badges and mismatched patches. They spread out in formation, barking orders for the chopper to abort immediately. Emily screamed at them, begging to let it land, but they stood firm. One of them even threatened to detain me for interfering. That's when I realized they weren't bluffing. They were playing cops for real. The helicopter hovered above us, circling like a trapped bird, its searchlight sweeping across the chaos. Emily's son was gasping inside the house, each breath weaker than the last. I stepped forward, yelling over the rotor noise, "Get out of the way! He's dying." One of the fake cops drew his gun, aiming it straight at me, his finger twitching near the trigger. My blood ran cold, until a faint crackle echoed in my earpiece. SWAT had heard everything. They were already in position, and the HOA's little power game was about to blow up in their faces. In a flash, real tactical officers stormed the field, floodlights blazing, shouts cutting through the roar of the helicopter. The fake cops dropped their weapons as SWAT moved in, slamming them to the ground and ripping off their phony badges. Victor Hayes was dragged away in cuffs, sputtering excuses no one cared to hear. The chopper finally touched down, medics rushing to save Emily's boy. As it lifted off into the night, I knew the HOA's reign of intimidation had ended, and this time for good.